Hello, welcome to the House of the Spirit. Welcome home. This is going to be a reading divided in 3 piles. For the first pile, we have the zodiac sign Aquarius, Gemini, Taurus, and Pisces. And the oracle card is Waters, Spirit Helpers, Abundance, Forgiveness, and Flow. Okay, the second pile is Scorpio, Capricorn, Aries, and Leo, with the oracle card Initiation, Tradition, Death and Resurrection, Spiritual Medicine. Okay, the third pile we have Cancer, Libra, Virgo, and Sagittarius. The oracle card is Visions, Synchronicities, Confirmation, and Exploration. Now, you may want to choose your pile with your zodiac signs or your oracle card or the specific tarot deck that might appeal to you. And just use your intuition, and I'll see you in your reading. Okay, pile number 1. Let's begin with your reading. Let's see, what do we have for pile number 1? This is the tarot. Okay, let's see. Let's start with the oracle cards here. I see 2. So the place of power, connection with the earth and harnessing the energy, as well as Kokopelli, beautiful, with fertility. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? Okay. Grief and adversity. A long way. Okay, interesting. I think I'll put the cards like this. Okay. So I'll show you the cards because the illustration is very interesting. Connection with the land, connection with the earth, specific places that you can remember or that you have in mind where you harness the energy, where you really feel that connection. It fills you with power, so the place of power. But we'll get into the reading a little bit deeper afterwards. Kokopelli. Kokopelli is a mythical creature, and it's has a childlike temperament, and he's playing a flute. He's very interesting because it's kind of abstract. It's a very sweet energy, and it's also a playful energy. It invites us to play, to get into the movement of creation. And the key word is fertility. Okay, let's see what the tarot cards say, and then we'll dive a little bit deeper. Abundance with the King of Pentacles. The burden with the 6 of Swords. We are the world. 10 of Pentacles. The Creator, the King again, 2 kings, King of Wands, Guilt with the 8 of Swords. Okay, these 2 are coming together, they want to be together. Beyond Illusion and Healing. So this is the Judgment card. Actually, or yeah, Judgment card, sorry. And this is the King of Cups. So we have a lot of kings in these readings. So maybe I'll put it here because it's a little bit tight. Okay. The Miser with the Four of Pentacles. And postponement or delaying. This is the Four of Swords. Okay. Interesting. Now, right in our first cards, and I want to focus a lot on these oracle cards here because I feel like they are really describing the most powerful advice in this reading for you. I think this has to do with some pain that you've been carrying and that you are just on the verge of healing. And it's going to be a very deep and sustainable healing. It's going to be something that will change forever for you. And I also feel like you are maybe hearing or listening the calling of your spirit helpers, of your spirit guides, because with the waters here, there's this there is like a mediumship here for me, that there's something calling you from beyond, from spirit realm. And because these two cards also are a bit of an invitation for you to go somewhere, a specific place, maybe for healing. Maybe it has to do with water. It just might be a place where there's a portal for you. And I feel like you just have to go there because this is what you are healing. So the picture on this card, whatever it suggests to you, he's drinking, he's looking down, but you can see in the background there's an angel protecting him, and there's a dog looking at him. So it's like he's feeling overwhelmed and maybe even ostracized, or like he's not in this realm. But the fact is, life is still thriving, and your angels and your guides are still looking after you. And I feel like they're like trying to convince you to go somewhere. So maybe these cards might evoke some place for you, or it might be that you already know what's your place of power, what's that portal for you, because I think you really have to transmute some sort of energy, and you have to go to a specific place where you feel safe enough to do that. And I also wanted to focus on the Coco Pelli card. It's such a sweet energy for me. I want to read you the poem because to me it's also a great source of inspiration when these books have poems. So I'll try to translate this because it's in Portuguese, so bear with me. It says, "Play for me, Coco Pelli, so that my heart sings. Magic flute of mystery, sound that inspires my dreams. Song of Aztlan, fertile fire that sets my mind on fire. Sacred union that from heart to heart speaks to us of the divine." So beautiful. It's a connection to spirit, right? It's listening to the truth, listening to the truth about who you are, to the truth about what you are living, what you went through, what took you here, and going to that place where you feel like you can connect fully to your power. And that's also confirmed here with the 2 kings, actually 3. And it's interesting that the only king that is missing here is the King of Swords. And you end with the 4 of Swords. So I feel like you are going to evoke something in the physical realm. You are going to put your full power, your full energetic capacity in that action. It can be a ritual. It can be something more peaceful, just like a meditation or just being there, just relaxing, letting go. But I feel like there's a huge release when you're there. I feel like you're going to face a lot of energy when you're there, but it's all mental. And I think that that's what's interesting. It's like your body's ready. Your energy, you have the energy. You have the healing power. And then you are directed to the mind. So I think that this healing that's happening for you first is going to occur in the physical body. It's going to occur in your energetic body. It's going to change your cells. It's going to happen maybe even in your diet, in the way you establish your routines, the places where you go to, the people who you work with, the words you speak, what you listen to, even the music you listen to might change. Like your tastes might change, the way you dress. I think that that's interesting because everything is changing, first of all, in the physical realm, and then it gets more subtle. It gets more interesting. Oh, and then you have there's a pattern here that I've been recognizing a lot. That's 44. So I feel like these 2 cards are also connected like these 2. We'll get there. So the Miser and postponement. Maybe you have to save something for later. Because I feel like you are still going to be in a context where all these colors have to wait a little bit to be seen, to be manifested. That might be the case because there's a lot of similarities here in these 2 cards, right? Like the position of the 2 ladies is a little bit similar, like, but one is looking forward and the other is looking over her shoulder, like suspiciously and maybe fearfully, afraid that someone might come and take the riches. So maybe it's the case that you have to stop looking back, to stop justifying whatever you have to do with the actions of the past, be it other people or yourself. So just looking forward, looking into the future and not looking back. I think that will make you see how things are maybe not that different, because we also have the 10 of Pentacles here, and it says there's a completion, right? And there's this sense that everything is shared. Everything is a little bit the opposite of this miser energy, right? It's the sharing energy. It's understanding that energy has to circulate, that you have to be more fluid. You have to think less, maybe. Give your mind a rest. That's what I see here. It's give your mind a rest and focus on other things. I think that your mind in this case is creating a lot of illusion And this is why the healing is coming with the beyond illusion. It's something that has to occur in your mind. Maybe your mind's eye also has to open a little bit. Maybe you have to see beyond the surface in a certain situation. And maybe that's also a part of this grief and adversity, because it's all a matter of perspective also, because this person is really dwelling. He's looking at the bottom of the glass, right? It's like really seeing just the bottom of things and really not recognizing, not receiving other things, not being available. And it's just a little bit of effort, right? This card tells me that the biggest journey is behind you. You already did a lot. You already did the most of the effort is gone. It's done. So maybe it's just something you have to recognize and you have to see. You have your eyes closed, but you should see beyond what is in front of you. And look forward and not over your shoulder, because I feel like this is the healing that has to happen. You heal the past and you heal the feeling that you have from the past if you look forward. And there's another layer in this reading that's very important, that finding that inner peace that comes here in the Four of Swords. That's giving your mind a rest, giving your body a rest too, but specifically the mind, with all this guilt and burden, feeling like you are taking too much with you. It's very important to connect with these energies. So the energy of the powerful place, putting yourself, your physical body, putting your physical body in a place of power, so as to catalyze, to convert the energy of the land into your creative power. And this is empowered by your ancestors, by your spirit guides. There's something that has to come up once you are there. You have to go somewhere. There's a portal where you have to be. I feel like it's a physical place. It's somewhere you have to physically move to and be in that specific energy. Because it's the energy of creation that has to come through you. It's a very primal energy. It's not... So that's why I feel like it's, in the beginning, it's not subtle. It's not an energy that is very difficult to decode or something. It's like a very down-to-earth way of connecting. So it has to be something, either a physical effort or a ritual that you can do where you touch and you are in contact with the land or with the earth or with specific materials. And that is the way to start. That's how you spark another... I heard that you are creating another language. I feel like you will spark the beginning of another way of speaking, another way. It's another language. It's another song. And I feel like you are going to sing it first, and then you'll be able to listen to more information, to download more information once you listen to it. But I feel like you have to be in that place. You have to be physically there. this is what I have for you, pile number 1. If you also enjoy this reading, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like and share the video if it resonated with you. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye! Hello, pile number 2. Let's see what do we have for you. Let's start with the oracle cards. Let's see what do we have here. The moon tent and the ceremony of donation. So the moon tent has the keyword withdrawal, and it's a card about retreating, about moving yourself out of a situation and being in a standby position, or just not involved in whatever you were involved in before. And this is a very it's a more meditative card. It's a more passive energy. It's the need to observe what is happening to you and to not really act. And then you have the ceremony of donation, and it's about liberation. It's about detachment from ownership, from having the need to own, to have possession. And to me, this is about the way we connect to others, but I'll get there in a moment. And let's start with the Kipper. Let's see, what do we have? We have rich, good gentleman and a journey. Interesting. Okay, so let's see what the tarot cards have for us. Okay, this is a group. Maybe these two. Okay. Let's see. 10 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, the Queen of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, the World, 8 of Cups, Strength, and the final card is the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, let's see if we can... it's hard. These cards are... Let's see if I do a little bit of housekeeping here. Maybe I'll put this a little bit... Yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, interesting. So let's remember the oracle card is tradition. I'm sorry, initiation, tradition, death and resurrection, and spiritual medicine. So with spiritual medicine and the moon tent here, I feel like this has to do with an intentional spiritual journey that you're going on. And I feel like you are taking something with you on that journey, a very special thing with you. It might be a memory, or it might be an object that you are taking on a journey. I'm saying that because I'm just getting a lot of images like just emerging from the artwork here, and I'm not really just focusing on the traditional meanings at all. You see here that the little boy is playing with his like horse toy, and it's such a beautiful, complete, wholesome family depiction in this card. I feel like there's something in that image that is was drawing me in this, specifically this object, and the girl here holding, like giving something up or giving it to a specific purpose. Working on something. And I think you're starting something that needs you to first give up something that might be precious to you. But it's, once you give it up, it's like you won, because you also have here the Six of Wands with the golden fleece. Like finally, he has a golden fleece. Finally, he's victorious, and everybody's cheering, everybody's celebrating, the whole world is celebrating. It's the completion of that cycle. And once you do that, you offer that, then you continue on your journey. And I feel like once you continue on that journey, you are going to find something really precious to you. So it's like when you give something up that you thought was the highest achievement for you. It's the most important thing. You worked for it a lot. You used your skills. You did your best. You were at your best, right? You offered the best of you to this situation. And once you feel like you have achieved, there's a completion here. And something completely different starts. And I think that's why you have initiation, death and resurrection. There's a before and an after here. And this is the middle of the reading. I really feel like it's like a door. This one shuts and this one opens. It's like the page of a book. And this is your journey. This has to do with your whole journey and what you take with you on your journey. It's very interesting. There's also a real feeling here of your ideals being tested with the Queen of Swords here and the Eight of Cups. I feel like you have been working very hard and using your skills and achieving. If you haven't achieved, it's just obvious that you're going to get it right now, like in the immediate future. But then you have another process to go through, and I feel like it's you are going to be tested. Your ideas are going to be tested, are going to be put to the test, like the purity of your intent, the purity of your ideas, let's see if that's what you really want, if that's what you really believe in. And this is why you have the Strength card with Hercules winning over the Nemean dragon. That's interesting. It is also kind of a dragon in the spiritual, metaphorical sense, of course. But it's having that inner strength to protect your ideals, to protect your ideas and the things you want to do. And also be able to maybe leave behind what you think is no longer serving you. And I feel like this is also one of the strongest advice in this reading, is to retreat in some sense so that you can evaluate this and know exactly what you want to do moving forward. Because I feel like you're going to be tested, and once You are strong enough to do that. You put yourself to the test willingly, and I feel like there's a lot of abundance coming from that. And it's also feeling like you can be the source of abundance. You can also be the giver, the one that can share. Or also you are able to receive properly. But there's the liberation. I feel like there's a lot of liberation coming for you from giving something to others, from being able to provide, maybe being able to, yeah, with the rich, good gentleman, there's this sense that you have the skills, you have worked very hard, you are victorious in your endeavors, and now you can give. You have the power and the structure to be there for others, to be the stronghold, to be the powerful guiding force for others. And this is very, very, very beautiful, very interesting reading. But this is going to put you to some sort of test, I feel. And it's about your ideals, like the way you idealized your life, the way you have pictured things. It might also be the way you look at society and how you picture people in general. Maybe there's something that you have to let go of, past experiences, or maybe even power structures, maybe even like schools or jobs that are no longer, good for you because you are more powerful. You have learned a lot. You have the skills to move on. And you have to have that fortitude, that purity, that strength to maintain those ideals clean for you. You see how stern and how peaceful and unperturbed this queen is. And the sky is super clear. The air is crisp. She's so pure and so even it's so symmetrical. It's so straight, right? And the sword is completely pointing towards the sky. There's no mistake here. There's no margin of error. That's also a little bit unforgiving, of course. And you have to be careful with that. But that's where you figure out, okay, if this is not for me, if I am feeling like I'm being dragged down, the movement should be upwards, then I will let this go. I will let something go. And that's how you are able to be powerful and to give again and to have more to give. So in practical terms, it might mean changing jobs, changing a career path, realizing that you have achieved something that's good and it can really evolve more in the current way it is, in the current shape it's presenting itself. Something has to change. And I feel like you are going to know very well what has to change, because I don't think it's yet very clear. I think there's some detachment. There's a retreat here that is needed. You have to see things from afar, like this world view. You have to have this global view of things. A little bit cold, a little bit distant, yes, but it's the way you have to move forward, because I feel with the Strength card, it's not a dispassionate, you're not like apathy. There's no apathy. There's passion here. There's vitality here with the Six of Wands. It's just that you need to know what to leave behind. And with tradition here, I really feel like this is something that has to do with a structure, with some sort of company, some social structure that needs to be revised. You have to have your own vision, your own opinion, detailed, with a lot of minutia. There is precision. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. There's a precision here with the Queen of Swords that's unparalleled, and you are going to know precisely what you have to leave. And once you know that, you will get that powerful boost that you need to maybe change careers, change something in your life. Like there's a change in the method, how you do things, and you have that power. You have that. The Strength card and the World card are the two major arcana here. I really feel like there's a shift here that has happened, and it's changing your vitality. Even it's like reigniting some sort of passion, and it's turning up, you know, the volume on your life in some aspects that you are going to discover very soon. It's very inspiring reading. Thank you so much for this. And if you also like this reading, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share and like the video if it resonated with you. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye! Hello, pile number 3. Let's see, what do we have for you? Let's take some oracle cards first. We are starting with the people that stands, or standing people. These are the trees with roots and donation. Then we have the peyote ceremony with new skills. It's the 4 and the 5. That's interesting. Okay, let's see. What do we have for the Kipper cards? Short illness and rich girl. Okay, so the first card is visions, synchronicities, confirmation, and exploration. It's interesting here with the peyote ceremony. Ceremony of the peyote and the standing people. These are cards that are talking to you about opening yourself more to receiving, but also grounding yourself more strongly so that you can also give more. So being open to giving and receiving, gratefulness, gratitude, and abundance are very interconnected. So the consciousness of what you have and what you give, and if you're really available and if you're really open to receiving and open to what you have, or if you are able to give as much as you think you can. And with the ceremony here, developing new skills, it's a lot about transcendence, so transcending limitations and also realizing transcendence itself. So by realizing the possibility of immortality. And to me, because we have the rich girl here, this is confirmation that this reading has an artistic meaning somewhere here for you. So I feel like this reading is specifically directed at those of you who are artists or may have an artistic inclination that you haven't yet explored, maybe due to some insecurities, some sort of like feelings of lack, of not having what you need to move forward. And I feel this is also true here because of the short illness. Short illness is like taking a break, taking a little bit of distance. It's interesting because the second pile also had this concept of retreating. Maybe it's connected with this reading too, but I feel like here the retreat might have to do with being in a specific vibration or sync where you are able to see like certain glitches. I'm reminded of the concept of the glitch in the Matrix. If you have seen the movie, you will understand. Here the black cat is like, you have this déjà vu feeling because you see the cat go twice and do the same gestures, and it's like a movie that is playing twice. And you see that, if you see that in real life, like if you have that déjà vu, there's something in signs and synchronicities here that's also hinted here in the visions card. Synchronicities, confirmation, exploration. So maybe it's something that you're going to see that is going to kind of trigger perception. So I don't see short illness here being the traditional meaning, which is like some sort of adversity that is very transient and that is very quick to resolve itself. But it's instead, it's more of having a different perspective. So retreating so that you can realize what you have, or maybe even look at your environment with a new set of eyes. And of course the peyote is a visionary plant, is a visionary spirit plant. So this is also, of course, a way of opening your mind to different realities, to different possibilities. I really feel like this, it's like an artist. Even if you're not an artist or artistically inclined, I feel like this is an invitation to look beyond the conventions and to see things that are harder to process, maybe even like more abstract, maybe dangerous in some cases, like taboo. I feel like there's kind of a boundary that's being pushed a little bit further, and it might be challenging you to do so. Okay, let's go. Oh, there you go. So we start with the 10 of Wands, and I really feel like this is also confirming the need to push through, the need to not letting yourself be imprisoned by taboos, by preconceptions, by stereotypes, letting them go. Okay, this is maybe a lot. Let's see. Again, for the Four of Pentacles, it's a very defined structure, right? It's a fortress, it's a castle, it's power. This is the key word, it's power, Sun in Capricorn. So, and the colors are so similar, right? I really feel like this is what you need to expand. There's something you need to break free from. The Devil, again, feeling imprisoned, feeling limited, feeling addicted to certain patterns, repetitive things. It's a situation that can't go on. You need to explore, you need to discover, you need to free yourself from this. The Knight of Discs. Let's see. the Six of Wands. What do we have more? The Two of Wands. Temperance. And the keyword here is art, which is very interesting also. Wow. And the Seven of Wands. Wow. I really, it's just wands, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4 wands cards and 2 pentacles and 2 major arcana. So there's a lot of wands here. Man, this is it's very interesting that you also have the standing people, and the standing people is trees. And the wand, to me, it can be metal, of course, it can be wooden, but it reminds me of like the staff, like the wooden staves. And I feel like there's something, there's a connection there. So the way you draw in your energy from the roots of what you are doing, the way you push it up, and the way you bring it to the surface, and the way you make it bloom, blossom, it's limited. It's like it's restricted. And I feel like there's a conflict here that needs to be solved. And it's going to take a lot of work to do it. You have to develop new skills, and you have to work at it. You're going to be victorious. You're going to do it. It's something that will happen for you. But I feel like you are going to be tempted every day, moving forward, to kind of go back into that comfort zone. Go back into that limitation, to that lack, right? You are going to be faced with that choice daily. It might not be your case. I hope, this reading, I hope this reading really helps. And it's not the first time that I feel like I'm talking to someone who has an addiction. And if this is your case, just, hang in there strong. It's a very tough journey. We all know that. And there's a lot of things that I could say that, are just generalizations. But I'm just saying what I see here is that it's going to be hard now, because you're still in a very quick, it's the phase where you're going to be constantly tested in a very, very quick manner. It's like it's very fast paced is what I feel. But you are going to get to where you want, because this is the natural evolution of your process. And understand that the setbacks are just as much as a part of the process, because you're learning how to overcome. And it might feel like a process, but each time that you fail, you understand something crucial about your healing process. And maybe this is not an addiction. Maybe this is a pattern of your behavior. Maybe this is, I don't know, maybe it's depression. Maybe it's melancholy. Maybe it's sadness, grief. But be sure that it's something that you can overcome with the short illness here. It's just that you have to you have to move into a different pattern of existence, and that takes strength and courage, because you have to go beyond those taboos, because it's like you were trying to find a solution to a problem, that was put there by society and by the conditioning of maybe your upbringing, or something that stuck to you because there was a trauma, because there was a relationship that didn't that was not healthy for you. Something stuck to you, and it's also connected to like societal patterns, like it can be a marriage, but it's way beyond that. It's like there's something that's stuck to you that keeps you enclosed because of the strength that comes from the power and the pressure that comes from the outside. It's not your own construction. It's not the structure that you decided and that you chose to be your own. So what you are doing now is the very painstaking and slow but very important and absolutely essential work of building your own foundations, so that you can be very strong to not shake with every challenge. And this is hard. It's hard because on the day-to-day life it's a little bit hard, because you keep resorting to the safe position, right? It's very easy to like go to default settings, right? So it's very important to acquire new skills. And where will you find them? I feel like because of the synchronicities here, just follow the synchronicities. There's 4 and the 5, so there's a sequence. Like it's like you're being led to it. You're being led there. Just follow what is natural. Follow what feels like you are lighter, like you can think and breathe and feel what makes you feel freedom and not numbness, because it can feel liberating to feel numb because you don't feel the pain. But being numb it blinds you, and it blinds you to the truth. You have to see, you have to explore, you have to be open to what the peyote has to offer, has to show you. You have to acquire new skills. And that's also how you will give more and receive more. So if that is your case, maybe I would say that instead of so much self-reliance, maybe you should try to have more outside contamination, let's say, ideas that are unorthodox, things that you haven't tried yet. Maybe you should experiment, because I really feel like there's something imprisoning you. If it's not a physical ailment or something that is physically addictive, it might be just a pattern of behavior that is really entrenched and that has a strong grasp on your soul, on your spirit, right? And it's something that, well, it's not on your soul, because your soul can't be addicted, but that's not what I meant. I'm sorry. What I meant is this: sometimes we have like spiritual it's a safe place. Yeah. So sometimes we get into the feeling good of spirituality. So this is a more like the subtle layer of this reading. It might feel good. Some aspects of spirituality might feel very good, but maybe it's now time that you feel more different things that you haven't tried. And I don't think it's the things that you don't like. So that's not, if you rejected something and your intuition says, no, this is not for me, that's not it. That's not what I'm referring to. I am talking about something that you don't know yet what it is. You haven't had any judgment about this specific spiritual experiment. I want to clarify just the Seven of Wands. Yeah. So this is the Three of Pentacles. And the key word is work. So with the Knight of Discs, I really feel like you have to, and the new skills, it's something that you have to constantly work at. And maybe it's not a specific, it might not be a specific technique if it doesn't resonate. It might be just keep looking, keep your mind open, keep studying, keep knowing more, learning more. With the exploration and the visions, I feel like this has something to do with the eyes. Keep experimenting, be free, don't try to fit what you are doing into a box. If you're an artist, this is also inspiration for you. Like, if you go towards something with a preconceived idea of what you're doing, think again, or just don't think at all and just go. Allow yourself to be fully immersed in the actions. Chop wood, carry water. Be mindful. It's not that you have to be numb or hypnotic about it. And be very mindful of what you're doing. Put your consciousness, your awareness into what you're doing, your love, your devotion. It's like this picture here, like put yourself into it, but don't think too much. Don't try to rationalize too much. Focus on working, on being involved in the action itself. Yeah. Really cool reading, very inspiring. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoy this reading, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like and share the video if it resonated with you. And I hope to see you again very soon. Bye!